All right, coming to you live from Maitland, Florida. This is the Young M-Bar Show. Well, the M-Bar Show, whatever you want to call it. I am a little rusty because I have not made a podcast in a long time, but we're going to be talking about the 3 undefeated teams in NFL that reside here in the Sunshine State of Florida. And we're going to start with the Bucs, and then we're going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then finish off, last but not least, the Miami Dolphins. All 3 starting 2-0. I hope everyone has had a fabulous weekend and getting ready for this beautiful Monday. Actually, you should be already done coming home. But I'm getting ready for this week. It's going to be a magical week with a lot of different matchups next week that are going to be in store. And we'll get into that later too as well. But we're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What a way to start the season for an organization that didn't do too well last year. And where do we start? And we're going to start at the most important position on a football team. And that's the quarterback. Now, I know defense wins championships and, la-da-da-da-da. But when it comes down to it, you have to have a quarterback that can play and that can put points on the board. And Ryan Fitzpatrick has been that man for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with 819 yards already as we speak, 8 touchdowns and 1 interception, which was not his fault. So, how do we jump into this with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Is it just a kind of a lucky start, or how do we feel about even Jacksonville with them being the division, not the division champs, but they went to the title game and they lost. But we'll talk about them in a little bit too. And what about the Miami Dolphins? Not even reaching the playoffs last year with the loss of Ryan Tannehill. And we're not staying focused. As you can see, I'm a little rusty. I have not done a podcast in probably over a year. But we're going to try to stay on topic first with the Buccaneers. My goodness. The defense isn't too well. But that there's room for improvement. It's only week 2. We know where our elite teams are about week 5. So we got time. But the 27-21 win over the defending champs, Philadelphia Eagles, would have been different with Carson underneath center? Maybe so. But Nick Foles could not get it done. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Cinderella season so far. And what do we do at Winston when he comes back? Are we gonna put him in there and just expect him to fill that void? I mean, I know he's a talented football player, but why not go up? Go with Ryan until he messes up. You got to go with the hot hand. You really do. Because I believe this is Winston's team future. But how many more seasons does Ryan really have underneath his belt? How many do you really think? I mean, this might be his last year for all we know. And he's playing at the highest level. And the Bucs need some sort of relief. Since Warren Sapp left, that era, Derrick Brooks, Gruden. Well, not Gruden. Gruden's long time. Talking about Tony Dungy. Sorry. Not even Tony Dungy. Yeah. See, I'm a little rusty. But anyways, I don't really follow the Bucs too much, but I'm very, very happy for their 2-0 start. And moving on with the Jacksonville Jaguars, I don't have much time today because I do not have any, sponsors. I don't have any memberships to improve this at the moment. So we're going to only be on 10 more minutes. So we got to go fast. Talked enough about Tampa Bay. Let's jump into Jacksonville. Blake Bortles playing at an elite level. Finally being able to get the ball in the end zone to his wide receivers. Beating the New England Patriots 31-20. What a accomplishment. To lose in the title game last year, come back and show them how it's done. Now, it's just a regular season game, week 2. No panic for New England and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. There's too much time. There's too much time, and they play with a chip on their shoulder sometimes, and I know I wasn't going to talk about New England, but they're in our division when I get down to the last Miami Dolphins, so we need to talk a little bit about them. They couldn't get it done against Jacksonville. And that defense, top 3 at least, if not the first, got to be number 1, right? I mean, who's above them? Who's above them right now that's playing at this elite level of play? I don't know. But we'll get into that probably another episode as well. But when you have a defense that is so well-rounded, and you have a quarterback now that is really in sync and has so much chemistry with his players, it all links together. It all sinks in. And they're a for real team. Watch out for Jacksonville. Really watch out for Jacksonville. Title contender. And it's hard to say that because 3 or 4 years ago they were nothing. And they improved on their defense, got good draft picks. Blake picked up his play. Now, I only have 8 more minutes. And I'm probably going to throw a freestyle in here. And I've already done 2 of these live things and connection problems and little interruptions. But that's okay. But the Miami Dolphins, stronger together. Dolphins, we have something to be very excited about. And the haters will not have nothing to talk about. As long as we play at this elite level and continue to improve. Like Adam Gates says, we cannot focus on being 2-0 and be happy and be like, oh, we're the top team. No. Let's get back to that conversation week 5, week 6. Because that's when the true teams that are going to be playoff contenders really shine. Doesn't mean, you can just go 0-5. Of course. But, I mean, you have to be consistent on winning. You go 4-1, you got a really good chance compared to some other team that's 1-4 going into week 6. So, it's very important to get off to a good start, but understand that there's going to be injuries that you're going to have to battle. You're going to have to do so much more work to improve, to be a better team for the playoffs if you want to even get into the playoffs. Let's just be honest, right? Let's just be honest. But with the return of a healthy Ryan Tannehill, a improved Dolphins defense that is top 10, if not top 5 so far. And I believe they will finish there at the end of the year with the improvements that they will have. They will continue to get better. It's still too early, and I know injuries play a major deal in teams' success. But I have a good feeling that we're going to stay healthy, and when we do have an injury, it's the next guy up. You got to step up. You got to step up. But, Dolphin haters are keeping quiet at this moment. And they have a good reason to. And I hope they don't have a good reason later on to say, oh, you guys started off good, but now look at you. I don't want us to be like that. Us Dolphin fans, we don't need that. We don't need that. And I think my opinion of this team is a C+ right now. Even being at 2-0, it's C+. Because there's a lot that they left on the field. A lot of third downs that they just couldn't complete. A lot of, misreads. There's a lot of things that I can see in the highlights that they can improve on. When they showed the Jets highlights and, they started out great. 20-0. 20-0. You're like, wow, all right, this is going to be a blowout. No. We only end up winning by 8. But hey, a win is a win. I'm not complaining. I just know that there's room for improvement. But I want to get on the defensive side real quick for you listeners. The interceptions it's amazing. Already, Rashard Jones, 2 interceptions. TJ McDonald, 1 interception. Kiko also, 1 interception. Xavier Howard, 1 interception. That's 5 interceptions already. And Rashard Jones also took one for 54 yards, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So, when you have a defense that's playing like this, it makes the offense so much more easier. You go out there, you're gonna set your defense up to be right where they need to be when it comes crunch time. Because if you're running the ball affectionately, you're passing the ball, you're doing what you need to do, your wide receivers are running their routes, and you're burning time off that clock, you're giving rest for your defense. And then your defense will come out and end the game. And that's what they do. That's what they've done the past 2 games. Now, coming up, Oakland Raiders with the new coach. Well, the welcome back coach, Gruden, which I very well respected. I love watching Monday Night and how he would break down, it's to have a sit down and break down the plays and different things with the the most valuable player in that spoke about. And it's amazing. It's amazing to see him go from sportscaster back to coaching. It's amazing. And I hope they do good, but not this week. Let's just be real, because I want my Dolphins to win, and to be 3-0, that would be a great start. And I'm looking forward to that matchup. That's going to be an important matchup. But can the Jacksonville Jaguars go 3-0? Can the Bucs go 3-0? We're just going to have to see. It's still early to tell. But the undefeated state of Florida, Florida fans, we have something to be happy about, and we don't have that much often. So let's embrace it, but not absorb it, and realize that there's going to be more to come in the future. If our teams stay healthy and get to where they need to get offensively and defensively, special teams, we're going to be all right when postseason comes. So this is Young Imbar. This is my first show. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little freestyle on for you, because I am a recording artist as well as a podcaster. I'm also, you can call me a preacher, but I'm a sinner as well. There's no room for judgment. For this show, it's going to be uplifting. I'm not trying to persuade you. I just want to show you my experiences of what I've gone through and what God has done for me, and talk a little football. And when basketball comes back too, we're going to have a lot to talk about. Well, this is Young Imbar checking out for the day. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode, and be sure to check in next week, either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. One of the two. I haven't declared it yet, but just keep on the lookout, because I'm going to do one podcast every week. I hope everyone has a blessed week, and don't let stress overcome you. Be calm. It's only week 2. But we undefeated. But we're undefeated. Undefeated. But we're undefeated. We undefeated. Undefeated. Be calm. Be calm. Miami 2-0. Bucs 2-0. Jags 2-0. 2-0. 2-0. Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? Got 50 more seconds and I be wrecking and teching. I just love my team. That's my Miami Dolphins. People don't understand. A lot of pain has been tossed. Toss it into